All right, let's talk WTC. Let's talk tournament play. Let's talk all of it. Yeah, I'm driving. It'll be okay. Trust me. It's back roads, Ohio. We don't have a problem. I think I might see 5 cars total on my 30-minute track back. But let's talk about them. So, if you haven't been paying attention, the tournament field's pretty open. There are some oppressive armies, but I don't think there's truly like the oppressive army right now. Like I watched Double Monolith Silent King at WTC. That was really decent. I saw some Chaos armies. I saw, Ynnari. I've seen Eldar. There is a couple armies that aren't getting love, but to be honest, to gain full balance is going to be almost virtually impossible. And I don't know what you guys think, but let me know what you guys think. I personally think that if your play style is your play style, that's a cop out for you not wanting to learn a different play style, and it's going to probably cost you a couple $100 to switch your army or change up your army or shelf your army or maybe just get out of the hobby. And I've watched a lot of people get out of the hobby based solely upon their army no longer performing at what it was. Like I played ACDC Chaos Marines in 9th, and they were oppressive. They were good. And just so for reference, I'm a high tournament player. Like my motor is high. I don't play in a lot of big tournaments yet. It's my goal to. Just trying to get playtesting has been really hard. So I'll tell you for a fact that if your mindset is that you're gonna wait around for the army to get better, it doesn't happen very often. And I played ACDC in 9th, and then when the nerfs came, I still continued to play because I thought the list was still good and it was still doing well. So it wasn't as good as it should be. And then 10th came out, and my thought for 10th was to build a tank army, a Space Marine tank army. I bought 3 Repulsor Executioners, 2 Gladiators, and I was just gonna pile in some guys in there. The army started out doing really well for me in testing and playing at local play rounds, but like I said, we just said, hey, if it's not your play style, it's probably gonna cost you money. Well, it's not my play style, but good thing for me, and this is a fun tip too, if you convert your army and you make it unique and cool, people will pay you what the models are worth. They really will. Like I got better than retail value on all my minis, and the tanks, I only painted 2 out of the 5 tanks, and I got better than retail. And that's because they were done right, they were done correct, and they look cool. So when you have all those working for you, it kind of works out. But that's how it'll cost you hundreds of dollars. Like if you try to box yourself into a play style, like, oh, I play passive, I play reactive, I'm a ex Magic the Gathering player, you have to be able to play everything, or you're gonna enjoy spending a lot of money all the time. And I don't do either one of those very well. Like I enjoy like playing the game, I enjoy learning the game, I enjoy all those aspects of the game, but I don't like spending hundreds of dollars on mistakes I may have made trying to chase a meta. If I'm chasing it, I'm gonna learn how to play it. I'm a former Magic player. I like grindy games like green black decks, Jund decks. Like I want to grind you out. But at one point in time, red was the list to beat. It was the list to play, and you just learn how to play it, or you're just gonna get beat all the time. I'm in my 40s, so at this rate, like I don't want to spend money to have fun. I'll go on vacation with my kids, I'll take my wife out to eat, we'll go do something. That's that part. I'll hobby, I'll build some minis. That's funness for me. Go to the movies, whatever. I didn't spend $1,000 on armies, or $2,000, $3,000 on armies and time and painting to really lose. I'm there to have fun. I'm there to help my opponent out. I rarely have any type of backlash for my play style or how I play. A lot of people are I just tell them up front, listen, I play competitive. There won't be any gotcha moments, but my list is going to be pretty competitive. And my list is going to be pretty well tuned to what we're playing against around here. I don't tune per army. Like if you show up with orcs, I'm not going to put more anti-infantry in. Or if you show up with like Imperial Guard, I'm not going to put more anti-tank in. I try to build a balanced army because I play at RTTs and soon to be GTs. But let's get back to the discussion of tournament play. I think tournament play has been really good lately. A lot of discussion is that the WTC, the World Champion Tournaments, was the best of the best, and there was, you know, these are the best guys in the country that are playing Warhammer. I disagree. I really do. I have a Discord page where I just started helping people learn tactics, talk shop about a couple of the armies I play that I'm really fluent with. And I can tell you right now, knowing the core rules, knowing the core stratagems, knowing how combat works is far greater than anything that anybody will ever like teach you. Like learning how to beat fight first, learning how to interrupt, learning how to heroic intervene, learning all those things, learning how to vect stuff these are all aspects of the game that a lot of armies, people just disregard. I watched almost the entire 3 days worth of the stream for singles, and I know it's a long event. I've played in long events, I've made players. Nobody's saying that these guys absolutely stink. I'm saying that there are times when you need to take your time because this is going to be a round to like win. And some guy was playing Chaos Space Marines with ACDC. Accursed Cultist, Dark Commune. If you don't know what it is, you'll look it up. You'll know exactly what we're talking about. And there's a way to like hide your main character to continue to have your 5-up invuln save behind a building so they can't be precisioned. There's also ways to like beat fight first by tagging the unit with only one guy and using a second unit to tap the rest of their guys. That's all stuff you can learn on Discord pages, YouTube, whatever. And we're going to have a discussion about that. But those are basic tactics that need to happen. And a guy got literally blown out by two of the things I said. He got heroic intervened. And then he didn't tag and pile in correctly. So that it was literally the only point in the game. It was like turn 2. And it decided the entire of the game. And there's other things that matter like that, like deployment and, you know, what do you put in reserves? What do you put in deep strike? Army comps, you know, everybody's like, oh, if you're playing Chaos Space Marines and you got Legionnaires or Chosen, you got to take a Chaos Lord. You don't. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Some of those are personal preferences and some of them aren't. But let me know what you think about the current meta and the current list of Warhammer right now. Is it in a good place? Is it not in a good place? What's your favorite army? What army are you hoping to take around and win some games? Also, if you're a casual player, I'd love to hear what you currently play, what you like to play, what you like about the hobby. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, follow, do all the things. Thank you. So I'm only posting long videos because I don't know, I kind of think that stuff's funny. But let's talk about the WTC list that made it to the finals of singles, and that is the Black Templars list. Now, I have had dreams of building like a Chaos Space Marine list with like 60 Legionnaires and some Accursed Cultists and kind of just like jamming as much power armor and tough decisions down people's throats until like they give up. I haven't got a ton of testing with it, mainly because I'm testing for RTTs and tournaments right now, and I mainly play Drukhari and Chaos Space Marines, Chaos Cult mainly. So I haven't got a chance to really test it. But back to the original point. Did you see the Black Templars list that was at Worlds? He had 5 Primaris Crusader squads, which, if you don't know, is like 10 regular Marines and 10 initiates. So you have these 20-man bricks with 40 wounds running around, and they're attaching leaders to them. Like Helbrecht was in one of them, Grimdalis was in one of them, and it's oppressive. Like, you see it on the battlefield, and I'll show some videos here. I'll show some clips here in a second. But like, when you look at it, you're like, how do I beat this? How do I chew through this fast enough? And the only way is, like, you gotta have, I've been saying it for the last 2 years, Exocrines, if you're a Tyranid player, are so good at killing elite characters like Terminators, but all the way down to killing an astronomical amount of horde armies. Like, they just chew through them. But back to the point, the guy played against Thousand Sons with a ton of flamers and a ton of just like anti-horde. The problem is it's not really a horde. It's a horde army because it has well over 100 models, but it's not a horde army as in, like, you can get them out of their AP. You can AP them out of their save. I mean, you can, but like, you're only taking one shot then. They have 3+ armor saves, and some of them had 5-up feel no pains, and some of them had 5-up invulnerable saves, depending on what leader you get in that. It was crazy to watch, like, him just take it on the chin and continue to, like, oppress his opponent. Like, yeah, I'm gonna rapid ingress this other 20-man squad in on this side that you chose to leave alone to, like, try to take out my main unit, and now you'll never take this side of the board, and I can come in and crush you from the backside. That is so tough. So, what do you think? Like, it's a complete switch from the Black Templars, like, 5 repulsor lists. It's a complete switch from, like, normal Space Marine tactics. I had not been seeing this a lot, so if I'm wrong and this is, like, a real thing that everybody does, I don't think so, because I don't see it. Also, the Crusader Squad Scout 6, like, who the what did who? And you're like, this isn't real. So you have normal Marines with 3-up armor saves, 2 wounds. Some of them have 5-up feel no pain. Some of them have 5-up invuln saves. All of them have Scout 6. He's going to play 2 squads of scouts. He's going to be able to scout them 6. And now you have Marine players on the mid board, and if they go first, and I'm not sure, I know he played Templars, and I'm not sure the stratagems inside Templars, so if somebody wants to comment, let me know. If they have move advance charge for 1 CP, they could put a 20-man blob with a leader in your face turn 1. That's crazy. And you're never getting out of your deployment zone, because if you're not taking care of the first wave if they tag more than 1 unit. But that just buys time for the other units that you didn't have a CP for to get into you. And he doesn't want to shoot at you. He doesn't want to sit around and shoot at you. He wants to be in melee. They're all pistols, all swords. So, I know there's other Marine lists. I just didn't know if people had kind of saw that list, kind of like put that list together and thought about it. But I have a couple guests coming on the podcast later this week. One of them's a super good, probably one of the best in the world, Drakari players. That's Cody Uri. And then I have a good friend of mine, Dustin Martin. He'll be on here. He plays pretty competitive, but he also likes to play fun armies. Loves the hobby, loves painting. I know a lot of our discussions have been playing tournament Warhammer, blah blah blah, but if you look at past posts, that's not necessarily what I'm about. I'm about getting the kit bashes in, getting value out of your stuff, Facebook Marketplace, over eBay, and just like grinding things out that way. Let me know what you think about that Black Templars list. I think it was Charlie Weiss, but I'm pretty sure that's Notre Dame's football coach. Used to be. But yeah, that was so fun to watch. He was so good. He played the 2 last games in the singles. one against T-Suns and one against Necrons, and they were both fantastic. So if you have time, go watch it. It's on War Games Live. Shout out to that guy. I wish somebody would help him fix his setup, because I hear, this is just what I hear, leaning over the table to roll dice for Horde armies is why you're not going to see a lot of Horde armies on stream. People do say no to being on his stream. Not because of him, he's fantastic. Not because of the table setup, that's fantastic. It's really the dice rolling setup. I wish somebody would just reach out to him and be like, there's got to be a way to make this panoramic, or put 2 cameras up that can see the dice that are currently being thrown. I don't know how to fix it. I really don't. I would give him a shorter table, but that would require him to bring the table. But anyways, fantastic guy. I've never met him, but I love his stream and that. But let me know what you think about that Space Marine army. Do you think over 100 models on the table for Marines is wild, or is it just like, yeah, that's Templars? But let me know what you think. Back again with another video. Let's talk Chaos Space Marines. Now, there's a lot of ways people are playing them. In fact, I think there's like 4 really decent ways to be playing them. I have 2 favorites, but it's here nor there. I was one of the many people who got sucked into making 20 to 30 Warp Talons and having 10 to 20 Raptors, because they were going to be so good. So my first question is, what bait and switch has GW got you with? Like, what did they hype and make so good that you bought all the stuff, you spent hundreds of dollars, only for it to get nerfed out of existence? Most of you people are going to say Horus Heresy stuff, which is, you know, that was a bad bait and switch. But mine was Warp Talons and Raptors, which is fine. They're still decent. I'm not going to play 30 of them, but whatever. So let's talk Chaos Space Marines real quick. I think there's 4 ways to play it. There's the Fellhammer version, which is like 2 bricks of 10 Terminators, or 1 brick of 10 and 2 bricks of 5, and you're just gonna make people eat, you know, power armor. You know, just big, huge power armor. You get a ton of benefits. You know, minus AP, armor contempt, -1 to hit. They deep strike, and they come at people. I personally, if I played that list, I would not play. I see a lot of people want to play Land Raiders in that list. I would not be playing a ton of Land Raiders. And I wouldn't even be playing a ton of armor in general. I think armor is not good right now in Chaos Space Marines. They're good, but they're not good for us. Like, we don't play with them well. So Fellhammer, some form of Fellhammer with like a ton of invulns, and you can play Possessed in there. I would try to get some Rubrics in there, so that way you got some like really good crowd control. I would stay away from Chosen in those lists. Predators are good. I know, don't take tanks. I just said that. I would take Predators over Vindies. I don't like the swing unless you're impact bound. Then Vindies are better, but I would say, yeah, that's what I would do in Fellhammer. And I'm talking like, I would try to get 20 to 30 Terminators and force people to just chuck through those bricks. Just shoot through them. It's going to be a long day for them. It's going to be hard. Also, so I think Renegades are really good. Everybody's seen the Renegade list. You know, with Lego, you got tons of Legionnaires. You're playing some Chosen. You got regular Chaos Lords. You're going to sneak in a Sorcerer and Terminator armor to up the AP. And a lot of people are playing, again, Predators and Vindies in there. I would not be playing Vindicators in there. I would stick to trying to put as much power armor on the field if I was playing Renegades. Also, bikes are really good in those lists. Raptors are really good in those lists because you take plasma guns and then the AP goes up, and you can really do some damage, I feel like, in those lists. Warp Talons are good. They come down. They can, you know, kill some stuff up. -3 to AP is crazy in those lists. A lot of people are going to say, hey, listen, that's not how I would play Legionnaires. That's not how I would play it. I mean, I'm just telling you how I would play it. I would also say that There's a lot of lists going around playing Lord of Skulls, or Klaus is what some people are calling him. I like Lord of Skulls in Renegades also. I feel like he takes a lot of the hurt off of you while giving you a boost. The problem is trying to figure out the balance of how to protect him while still putting pressure on. Because you need him to make it there, but you also have an issue with him being the only target. So do you take a bunch of big ACDC units? Do you take 10-man Legionnaire units? Do you take Chosen, Rubrics? You need to possess. I saw somebody take 20 possessed with Lord of Skulls, and they're just going to push. I don't know. My last and favorite, though, and this is my undying love for the game, is really Cultist Horde. Derek from Dirtbags is playing it. He's killing it. I'm not sure if I want to play 205 models. I play about 170 models. So I don't own enough Trader Guard, or maybe I might do it. So instead of playing all the Trader Guard, I got a couple squads of Legionnaires or a couple squads of bikes in there. Kind of the same role, kind of the disrupt and just go at people. The only thing you don't get is some of the battle line. Like Trader Guard are battle lined in Cult. So you lose out on that. And that kind of sucks. But I'll tell you, the way that I would do it is the same way Derek's doing it. You're talking about 3 large bricks, ACDC units, led by, a Dark Commune, or the amulet for the Dark Apostle to bring back D3 models every turn. And it says D3, so you can even bring back the big dudes. So if you have a turn where you think somebody's just you need to soak, but you have the Dark Apostle and you really want to kind of risk it, put some wounds on your big guys and then regen them back. It's so good. ACDC units are Accursed Cultist units are not bad. They're better now in my eyes than they were pre-nerf, and that's because they got cheaper. They got Blood Surge, and their ability to be throwaways. Like, you have 3 giant units, 16-man units that take up, well, they're not 16, they're 26-man unit. No, they're 21-man units because they get called the Horde. They're so hard to take down. They're so hard to, get off the board. And the only thing you have to do is really protect the Dark Commune chick that gives the 5++. But those units, that army is so good. If you don't know about it, go watch, Dirtbags. I'll be posting some videos on my Discord, which is in my TikTok or in my Instagram. But the ability to put down 170 models is hard. It's too much shooting, too much attacking for somebody to possibly go toe to toe with. And if the cultist units charge first, it's over. Even if you have fight first, they can get around fight first if they're good players. My personal favorite is to take 6 cultist squads and have one of them be a 20-man and bring it in reserve, or rapid ingress it in. And then I rapid ingress a full ACDC squad with the Dark Commune. That's 40 models that come in, and it's less than 400 points. It's like 350 points. What are you doing against that? That's a that's a knight with infinite potential. That's a knight with 70 wounds. If I told you, hey, you could have someone with 70 wounds, this much attacks, and that, you would lose your mind. But I rapid ingressed, Derek rapid ingresses it. Shout out to him. I don't know if he really cares if I'm shouting out his page or not. But what armies do you like to play? What's your go-to list in Chaos Space Marines? I know a lot of people, casual people, love Fellhammer because they want to play Terminators. I love the cultist list. I love hoarding it up. You got to learn how to play clock, and you got to learn how to play strategic, and you just got to play faster and know your rule set. But it is so oppressive to watch that many models on the field. In my next video, I'm going to talk about some Space Marine armies that can do the same. Some other side Space Marine armies that can do the same. Let me know which one's your favorite. Mine is Chaos Cult. So, until next time.